What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? Sorry, a bit of a late start today. Still want to get a little grind time in, though, and we are going to just get right to it. Now, I've been saving up the Woven Echoes to try to farm a better Clotho. What do I have now? I got 60. What up, Phantom? Wow, I got more than I thought. Holy crap. That's potentially 60 Clothos. Now in the process, farming these Clothos, farm some one-handed swords. What do we got here? Twice as many uses. Got 60k. All right, well, we can try to reroll some prophecy for some exalted swords. We want one-handers, though. This is gearing for the pally. Might want to change these. Because 60k is not very much. It's not going to go very far. Especially when I'm not seeing any one-hander prophecy. Oh, what the hell? Lord, man. For rot. So it's not a prophecy we're going to be doing. See, we want like mob killing prophecy. Kill so many of this or kill so many of that. So much for subscribing. I do appreciate it a ton. That's leg on. What the heck, man? If I was farming bosses, I would never see all these boss prophecies. What are you up to today, Phantom? Yeah, that one's just weapons. Siege golems. I don't think our chances of finding any siege golems farming Clotho, I think, are slim. What? I'm gonna grab some of these mages though, even though that was just generic melee weapons. What up, Beardstain? How you doing, man? Going to bed? That's fair. Two-handers. Hell, man, I'm just getting the coffee flowing. Emperor of Corpses, another boss one. God, I should have never taken that Siege Golem one. That's just weapons, but that's bosses. So that one, I mean, it's only 4k. But that could be any weapon. I'm doing good, man. Doing good. I got a bunch of Woven Echoes saved up to try to farm a better Clotho, and it's going to be tough for me to get a better one. Because I already did a lot of farming for them, and I've got two really good ones. But they're not perfect. And of course, in the hunt for perfection. What up there, Achilles? How you doing? In the hunt for perfection, of course, we want better stuff, you know? Lord, am I going to roll all of this favor away? And it wasn't very much to begin with, but... Freezer Burn, how you doing? See, there's another one, Exalted Weapons. The problem with that one is it's generic weapons. It's not specifically one-handed. So I'm going to get a pile of weapons. Here we go. There's a good one. 12 one-handers. Need one more of those. I've got the lens where I can do it twice, so they're super expensive. Well, I was waiting to get the video done before I went live. I was making sure I got that video completed before I started my stream. The DD2 servers were all down this morning, so I got behind a bit. The cheap one. It's not going to leave me enough to do a good one. Try a couple more rolls. It's just there's no reason given or known. Just typical DD2 server problems. See, that one's melee weapons too, but it's cheap. Just yoink it. All right, now we need to go. We need to find what monolith we want to do. I was working on. What was I working on? I think I was working on Last Ruin, but I don't know that one. See, the deal with getting high Weaver's Will on these, the chance of getting higher Weaver's Will doesn't go up very high for higher corruption. Like, I'm at 613 on this monolith, but is that what I want to do it at? Because the problem is when we do the Woven Echoes, if you fail the Woven Echo, when you go back in to redo it, the boss won't drop the sword. So we don't that in the chance of, I mean, for finding like an 8 Weaver's Will sword, at like 300 corruption is like 10.9%. At 600 corruption, it's only like 11.1. So I'm thinking maybe go to a lower timeline. See what Age of Winter is at. That one's at 434. Let's try that one out. I mean, hopefully I'm not dying, you know? But I'm still not 100% dialed in with my, you know, all of my defenses, survivability. So we're going to do it on the Voidy here, though. I think my Void Knight has the higher potential of being able to have derp-free runs. We got to get to a cemetery first before we can even set up our tree here. Try to blast the objective here. I think the cemetery was the next one. Where are cities? Yeah. It sucks, man. I want to get the... You know, I guess it's a good problem to have. Like, I want to get my Void Knight dialed in. Where the Void Knight is the closest to being dialed in, but is still not dialed in. My Pally's got some work to do. Pally seems like it's fallen off a little bit as I get into higher corruption. Wait, where the hell is the mob? That, right? Oh, here we go. But on the same note, I really, really want to try out the Forge Guard because the Forge Guard looks like it's going to be super good. Why is this not complete? What am I missing here? No enemies like hidden around anywhere. Too far out, right? Oh, I never clicked on it. Good Lord. Now we're really going to start the day. Yeah, I didn't click it. All right, there we go. That's a little better. You got your first world splitter yesterday? Nice. Oh, and you got 1 LP on it from the egg? That's awesome. All right, so we got a cemetery right now. You know, I need a new helmet for the Void Knight and for the Pally as well. All right, we're looking for a cemetery. Where are you, cemetery? There it is. Field. Right. See if we can't set this tree up. To get our Clothos dropping. Like I said, it's going to be tough to get a better one than what I've got already. But got to be better ones out there. I'm still waiting for the elusive 4 LP item out of an egg or from the turtle, which I've seen lots of screenshots of people getting, but I don't think I've even gotten a 3 LP out of either of them yet. Get to the objective here. I've gotten 2 LPs out of the turtle, but I've yet to see a 3 yet. What am I working on? I was working on something, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, it was this one. They'll be working on that one. All right. Where do we want to go with these? Just go straight up from the start here. That way it's easy to organize because we got 60 of them. Oh no, it's fitting in others too. Like we can go out at an angle here. So each one of these is a potential Clotho drop, basically. And each one that I die on, we lose the drop. Oh, it's a really good game, Phantom. If you like ARPGs, it's kind of a no-brainer to play it. It's just such a good game. Now, these should be relatively quick to run. Like, each one should only take a couple of minutes. Let's throw 30 of them in for now. And we'll see how it goes with 30. All right. We'll have to find another cemetery to hit them all up. I'm not sure how fast we're going to be able to get them done. But let's get it started. Clotho, here we come. We should get several boss kills out of the deal, too. So we're still going to get the other map objectives. So we'll still get, like, the Nemesis, and we'll still get, well, we won't get a tomb or anything, but we will get, like, Nemesis. But Clotho, you could meet Clotho right here every time. And it's going to give me a sword every drop, every kill, as long as I don't die. 12 Weavers will. Already starting off a little shitty. And then if we kill the other Fate Weavers, that's going to complete the Echo. This one's going to be way outside here. Basically, I want to get them done as quick as possible. I don't want to miss out on any potential nemesis. That was right. Terrible spot. I need to make sure not to grab that guy there. Okay, so like here's a nemesis here. I still want to at least run the nemesis. It won't be on every one, of course, but I think they've got a decent probability of being there. Clear out some of the locals here. Got an egg. Guys that need to die. What are we going to throw in the egg? Got a box specifically for, actually, throw those in. Right, and we're done with that one. So no need to really do anything other than to complete the Echo, and we can check these as we go. I don't have very many Rune of Weavings, but hopefully we get a bunch more. Okay, Bleeding Shock. So that one is an instant brick. Insta-brick. That one. What? That one might not be an insta-brick. Throw it here for now. It was a 2 LP. Trying to clean up a little bit so I can grab as many Clothos as I can. Just throw this here. I'll keep those for the next Nemesis. And then let's just rinse and repeat. So we got all of those ones to clear out. Hopefully we get a lot of those Nemesis. Would be nice to burn through a bunch of those while doing this. So what we're looking for in a perfect world is if we got flat void damage, void percent damage, attack speed, and then for the fourth roll, lots of choices. Crit chance, crit multi, void penetration. There's lots of really good fourth roll options. And I mean, the chances of getting one that's that perfect is, I think, really, really, like, would be in the slim to no chance department for sure. But one thing is for certain, if I don't try to farm one, I'm never going to get one. So, Team Weaver's Will, decent. I think that one is a tier 7 roll on it, too. More boss here to kill. The last boss is always outside. And I don't want to kill him on that corner where I fought him last time. That was really bad placement. Because he does that spin move thing. But you want to have the ability to go around him. Just for the day, since I was so far behind today with the DD2 servers, I wanted to stream some and get a little grind in. And I figured a little Clotho farm would be right in order. I'm going to be back to grinding on the Pally tonight, though. All right, they roll with movement speed. Wait a minute, I'm looking at the wrong pair. No, they roll with intelligence. Those are bricked. Actually, all bricked. Banish it, get out of here, and start a freshie. Can check our Clotho's base again. Leech, physical damage, cold penetration. So that one is another brick. The bricks are abundant. I could tell you what I want to... My problem with the Pally right now is it feels like the damage is starting to fall off. Like, the buff to Ignite was just... I don't know. It wasn't big enough. Or, I mean, it wasn't big enough to use it as your main source of damage. So, on the Pally, I'm trying to find a way to work in Warrior's Fury without completely destroying all the quality of life of a spin to win build. So I'm looking for I'm gonna try stacking on some mana regen and see if I can get it to a respectable point. All right, well, we can throw those boots in and try those. Get us some Clotho action here. It's not Clotho. There's Clotho. Another 15. I want to fight you back behind that. LP3. That's one I'll ever use, but I might as well pick it up since it's free. And we already found a Nemesis, so we don't need to fish for that. Alright. Come on, Clotho. Fire damage. Part of me says I hang on for that and play around with it in case I ever want fire damage weapon or two-hander for the pally, but I don't think I'm ever going to want a two-hander for the pally. Screw it. Oh, man. And we got increased damage over time. All right, well, we got to keep it now. And then it rolled poison penetration. It's a brick. I mean, that's usable as a starter weapon, but I'm not in starter weapon stage on the pally anymore, you know? I think the Nemesis over here. What did we get? Oh, 2 LP. Why, hello there. And still an option to empower it. We could go up. Take some of that. So yeah, basically this is a way for me to potentially get an upgrade on the Void Knight while farming pally gear. You know? $11 Weaver's Will. That's a little low. I'm going to pick it up anyway, but definitely a little low. The only way that one would really work out is if it rolled like 2 stats, you know? I think I want to shard this. All right. That's what, 3 down? 27 more to go. Is that right? Something like that. Come to me, Clotho. Bring me the fattest of loots. Get that Nemesis last. That was way over that way. $15. Crappy place to be fighting it too. Yoink those just in case. All right, and then the Nemesis was way down here somewhere. Clear out some of the locals here. Man, that would be sweet if it goes up, but I think the chances of it going up through the Nemesis are pretty slim. Nope, still LP2. That's alright, because that's better than what I had. How did they roll? Minimum roll on the fire penetration. Maximum roll on the fire damage. Near a minimum roll on the bonus damage taken, but it doesn't matter because it's going to require one more piece no matter what, and that's going to take me 100%. Minimum roll on the base movement speed on the implicit too. Those didn't roll very well, but throw them in here for now. Throw those in there too. All right, let's see what happened with these guys. That's that 11 from last round. It's an instant brick. How about this one? It's an instant brick as well. Ooh. You're bricking all of them here. Not even any false hope on any of them. Cold damage. All nopes. I'm hoping to see a 20 plus today. That would be awesome. Not get exploded. Oh, there's a 16. Fight the boss by the Nemesis here. Right, there is another Wraith Lords. What do we want to throw in there this time? Throw Omnis in there. It's probably jinxing it, right? There's no way I'd get 2 LPs in a row. That would be ridiculously awesome, getting a 2 LP Omnis. Right, 1584. I think we can do one more, and then we got to do the boss a couple times to clear the stability down some. Look at that one. No. Can I click on you? I still don't have my dot situation fixed on the Void Knight here. It's my main problem right now. It's a belt affix that I need. Another 16. On the Paladin, you get the cleansing basically for free. Going on, Whoops. How you doing, man? No luck yet, but I'm shooting for that 1% upgrade. Oh, all around the other side. This guy always stays outside. Always teased. That's a good one, but not what I'm looking for. And I didn't see a nemesis on this one. Check around over here, make sure I didn't miss it. Like there's just not one here. Okay. Got a 16. That's a brick. That one's not completely bricked, but it's not what I need. I mean, it's worth dumping more into it in case I get, double void damage or whatever. See, we got the melee void damage, but that cold damage bricks it. Oh, so they normally attack you both attack you in the middle. There we go. All right. What do we get that time? 13. Below. For something a little better than that. Necrotic resistance. See what the last roll is. All right. Weaver's Will 13. Like I said, a little low on that one. See, and that one too is not bad for the Pally, but it's just low Weaver's Will. The chances of it turning out into something good are just, it's just not worth using. I've got better than that already. Especially considering that I don't want to use it anyway. I'm hoping I get the super tease today, though, even if it ends up bricking. Getting a 20, like a 20 plus, 20 or 20 plus Weaver's Will item and having the first roll go like void damage or whatever. Man, that would be just incredibly awesome little tease. $12. So low. Quick check for a Nemesis. Chest over there. Just 2 to 12 does. Brick. Boo. Dude, I forgot about the boss. After this one, I'll have to go kill the boss. Shoot. Bad timing to get both of those at the same time. $8. I'm not even going to pick that one up. I don't want to waste a rune on it. I'm not seeing a Nemesis on this one either. I just missed it. All right, so nothing to even look at on that one. Dude, I did it again. I'm so anxious to get another Clotho, I keep forgetting to kill the boss. I can't just banish the Omnis, though. They're too rare. I gotta save it to sacrifice. 1 LP Race Lord. I think I've got a 2 LP already. Going all in a different order this time. I usually like to kill Clotho first because, like I was saying earlier, if you die, you lose you don't get drops when you go back in to do it. So try to get the sword first. There's a 16. I mean, we're getting decent bases. Just getting the right roll on those bases. All right. See what you got. Man. It had to throw that blind in the, or that ignite in the mid. That would normally be a pretty good roll. But the problem is Time Rod only stacks to 12. And my ignites get converted over to Time Rod application. God, that's so close, yet it's just a brick. If I was playing trade, those would sell for a ton. But since I'm not, they're just worthless base holders. Box. Another 12. Boo. Quick Nemesis look. We try to give up this time. And we can throw that in there. If you're playing Judgment Paladin, the Judgment's way stronger. For playing Warpath, the VK is very much stronger than the Paladin. Much easier to set up too. I haven't given up on my Paladin yet, but the Void Knight's without a doubt stronger. That's why I'm using the Void Knight for this farm here. So I can do it at a higher corruption, even though like my Paladin would just be getting one tapped left and right, trying to do this at this. I think we're only at 400, but even at 400 corruption, the Pally would just be getting raffle stomped. Ooh, a 17. That's shiny. Assuming it rolls with something. Well, you gotta get all your stuff in order on the Pally. The thing that stands out right away is it's very, very easy to get a bunch of leaks on the Void Knight. So if you can just stack a little bit of health on the Void Knight, there's a really good chance it's going to be able to heal through any damage. Or any damage that's not like one-shot damage. Where on the Pally, you've got to get all your resistance has got to be in order. Your endurance threshold and your endurance has got to be up to 60%. And then in the Void Knight, you got another, besides all that leech, with Clotho being a thing, we all want to use Clotho this. And Clotho gets that block chances converted to parry chance while not wielding a shield. Which means you can just dump points into block chance. And you can add parry in as increased level on top of what's already a tremendous amount of lead. All right, let's try the 12 first. Product damage, it's a brick. See, that shock bricks it. It's super bricked now. Got a bunch more. That wasn't even half of them, right? Yeah, it was only 13 of the 30. Oop, I forgot about the boss. Do a couple of boss kills. No, it actually says right on it in very small print that you can't use not just boss items, but any item that only drops from a specific source will not work in there. I gotta say, it's really good though for farming high quality general drop uniques. Like the Titan's Heart, for example, and the Void Knight is the chest piece you'd want to use. You can use that and farm LP2 or LP3 chest relatively easily. And it's super strong in that regard. Right. Keep current. Getting another one is draining your soul. That's fair. Stuff. Kill him one more time just to get our Ability good and drained. Oh, I hear you, man. I hear you. It definitely can wear on you, you know? The loot grind that we all love about ARPGs is also what can really tire you out if you're not getting what you want, you know? We'll keep our current. Well, prophecy doesn't affect boss specific drops. So the prophecies won't do anything for you there. Alright. Got that drained down good, so let's hop back into Lostwood. And it's as far as I know, it's always been that way. I think it's never been confirmed, but I can tell you that I've tracked it. And I have never found a boss specific drop as a prophecy ever. And I'm pretty sure it's way too low quality. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be like everything else, like the Weaver tree, etc. The difference is on the Weaver tree, it tells you. You know, it gives you more info. I'll show you here when we get out of here. Get somewhere safe. Ooh, we got 1 LP on it. Maybe it'll roll 2 or 3. I mean, it's a big assume, of course, but I'm assuming it's the same coding. There's not a prophecy that does that. If you look through your faction itself, it shows you bosses have 100% increased drop rate for any specific rewards. Like, this stuff affects it directly. But that's nothing to do with a prophecy. That's just your rep. But in probably 1 million favor worth of prophecy farming bosses, I've never once seen a boss item drop from a prophecy. And then when you look at, like, the Weaver tree, you see down at the bottom, items dropped this way are affected by normal drop requirements. They cannot include subtypes, affixes, or uniques that are not dropped by regular enemies. So if it's an item, yeah, but you don't get the boss relics is the thing. You get the other relics. The boss relic is not in that pool. Now, that's not proven anywhere. But from my personal experience, I have never seen any boss drop come from any prophecy. So your relic about unique prophecies, that's dropping things from the unique relic pool. From what I've seen. I've Never, ever seen any boss drop come from a prophecy. Ever. And then here, like in the Weaver tree, no, they're not. It's just what you're farming is a boss-specific item. Like, for example, up until this season, the go-to weapon for a Spinny Void Knight was always Apathy's Maul. Well, Apathy's Maul is a drop from Oribus. So no prophecy would affect that drop. Even if it's a prophecy that says unique two-handed axes, what would happen is I'll get a whole bunch of unique two-handed axes that are from the general drop pool, like Sword Catcher. That's a mace. There's a few, the Harthanon's Vow. You know, these are all two-handed axes that are in the general drop pool. Now, like I said, that's not confirmed anywhere. But from my experience, that's how it is. I wish it did, but it just doesn't, you know? But it still makes going, as far as farming boss uniques, it still makes going Circle of Fortune better. Or not better, but a greater chance of dropping. Because you get that 150% drop chance from the regular, just the faction itself. And I think that procs like Warframe crits, because I have seen double drops from a normal boss with no prophecy. I feel like I don't want to waste bother picking up anything less than a 12. The one-handed swords I'm not super interested in, so those it's going to have to be something a really high roll. Fight the boss over here by the Nemesis. Still 1 LP. That's all right. You never know. Could always have another 1 LP, one of those sitting around. I've already got a 2 LP Hand of Judgment. I mean, not exactly a hot item, but I'll keep it for the moment. I already had a 1 LP one sitting there, but... Well, I mean, hopefully you got something else good out of it. Like, I love rolling... I don't use it on this guy, but I absolutely love rolling these things for the Sentinel. I mean, you can get one of those, comes out so good. Here's one I haven't rolled. Hey. Crit multiplier, I like it. And it's bricked. Oh, they brick so fast. From Italy, huh? Well, very nice, very nice. Got lots of friends and family in Italy. Sadly, I haven't been able to go visit them in a long time. It's so expensive now to travel from the U.S. to Italy. Little town called Taino, north of Milano, where I would usually go. 9. Boo! Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, you know? Italy's awesome, man. I still get my little Italian care package like about every 6 weeks or so. They send me Lavazza coffee and a few other random little goodies. Play around Christmas time, they'll drop in a bottle of wine. Oh, it's a wonderful place to visit. Absolutely gorgeous. Northern Italy, you know, I'm biased, of course. I spent all my time in Northern Italy. Northern Italy's absolutely beautiful. Incredible food. Great wine. If you want to go to other places in Europe, the central station in Milan's pretty quick travel to get to anywhere in Europe for that matter. I guess the trains are not the most economical way anymore. It used to be back in the day, but yeah, I used to love going there. Right. What's going in the A? Throw in an Eye of Reen since we're going full pally stuff here today. Going on there, Dash? How you doing? That guy right there kills me more than any of the other ones. I'm always so hesitant to fight him first. $13. Doing good, man. Doing good. Another Nemesis right here. Ooh, it went with fire damage. Well, I mean, that's workable. As long as it gets some good rolls on top of it. If it just comes out just fire damage on it, though, it'll be a brick. To get this game on sale, you run sales on the game regularly. Like during all the normal Steam sales and platform, or not on consoles yet, but it's on sale during the Steam sales pretty regularly. The next big one will probably be the Steam Summer Sale. 14. Yeah, but that's melee fire damage. I want just flat fire damage, so it affects ignites and smite too. The melee fire damage would only affect the melee attack, which, I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's not an ideal roll. If you get just fire damage, then it's going to affect everything, you know? Have a couple sips here real quick. The Ultimate and Deluxe are all cosmetics, Dash, so it's up to you if you want the cosmetics. For the Paladin, you would want attack speed as your most important. Fire damage, elemental damage over time. The problem with elemental damage over time is it only affects Ignite. So it's in the same boat, but it's slightly more important than melee damage would be. But attack speed, fire damage, chance to ignite, all of your bleeds get converted to ignite, so you could go chance to bleed as well. You get as many ignite stacks as you want. And then if you're using the Eye of Reen, that is all based off of that's all based off of crits. I don't have one sitting here. How do I not have one sitting there? I've got one sitting here. But yeah, you see, gain a stack of Reen's Ire for 5 seconds when you crit with a melee attack. So if you're using Eye of Reen, then crit chance would do just to get it stacked up more. It stays stacked. I'm crit capped on the Pally, and it stays at 30 stacks pretty much. As long as you got mobs to hit, it keeps at 30. Boss here, they'll come to me. $11. Dang it. Well, the Eye of Reen goes up to 30 stacks, and every stack is a 5% crit multi and 10% ignite damage or damage over time. So yeah, it's way worth. That's 300%. At 30 stacks, that's 300% increased night damage. That's multiplicative with your other things. So yeah, it's very, very much worth. Plus, just it gives you some semi-decent damage just out of your warpath, which on the Pally, you're not necessarily doing great warpath damage. So having it crit all the time not only gets your Eyes of Reen stacked up quicker, but it's going into fire damage. It's not worth. Gonna banish it. More boss out here. But I don't like to fight. Got him. And we're running out of nodes already. We only got 11 more left. I mean, I've got another 30 of the echoes sitting. Guys dying. Let me look at the loot. 12. It's right at the verge of what I said I was going to pick up. Guess 12 and higher. My official, unofficial roll. I'll get more desperate towards the end. 32 a Nemesis? I think I did, right? Cast. Oh, no, I guess I didn't. Nemesis right there. Let's keep going with the Eyes of Reen. What was that? Melee Leech and what else? Parry Chance. Just banish that one. Well, these went way quicker than I expected them to go. Prophecy Pop. And nothing. Nothing on anything. Lord. All right. Hey, we got a bunch of them now. Brick. Brick. Come on, game. Another brick. And another brick. What the heck, man, huh? Game hates me. Confirmed. I wonder if I'm getting decent faction rep out of this. RNG hates all of us freezer burn. Let's not try to fool ourselves. RNG is not your friend. Low roll. Get him up here a little. These, man, I tell you, I'm very curious about these gloves for the Pally. But that fire tornado that it casts, it drains your mana so fast. And the Paladin doesn't have those Void Knight nodes, you know? They get your mana back really easily. All right, what's good there, Nemesis? Computer thing attacking me? No, that's the... That was that pylon going off. Now things are attacking me. You know what? Let's go. Let's try a bleeding heart. Couple more boss kills coming up here. Well, 'Get Nemesis on this one. $16.18. Do a couple of bosses. Oh, shit. God dang it. I stood right in it, too. I saw him pop. God damn it. It's all right. Not the end of the world. I'll have to do one more Clotho run to get the second kill in. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What am I doing? Got caught outside. All right. Not standing the splody bombs this time. Be a crazy good idea. Those purple guys, when they pop. Current. Yeah, we're a little short now. I'll do a couple more Clotho runs here. Nine. Boo. Yeah, I think tomorrow I might start my Forge Guard, though. Even though I'm not done with the Void Knight or the Pally yet. This gives me a little diversity. And only 6 more left. A little low on that one. But look, oh, yeah, there's one. See, what did we get? Oh, we got 1 LP. Can we see 2 LP? Go 2 LP. Wow, that's crazy. That all those woven echoes. It's only been 90 minutes. And all those woven echoes are almost gone already. And it stayed at 1 LP, but I think we'll pick it up anyway and try throwing it in the turtle. Oof. Atropos will get you with that spin move. You're not careful. Wow. 3 tier 6s. 3 tier 6s on that, too. It's a shame they're not what I would want. That as well. Hell, man. Or, no, it's the same one. Don't need no stinking decks. Lightning damage. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. I was like, oh my god, that's the first roll? Attack speed, void damage, and void ped? Nah, I couldn't get that lucky. Mana, bleed, and shred armor. The bleed kind of ruins it a little bit. And poison damage, that certainly ruined it. Oof. But yeah, back to your crit question there, Mr. Lorenthal. If you aren't using Eye of Reen, well, you know, most of your damage is going to be coming from Ignites. Ignites don't crit. So if you're not using Eye of Reen, then ignore crit chance 100%. And then you want to use those Wingguard gloves that make it so you can't crit, but it gives you a big attack speed bonus and it gives you haste on hit, which is huge, you know? That is... Kill the Kill the last boss before I mess this nemesis. Right, what do we want to go for this time? I guess let's just stick with the Eye of Reen here, see if we can get a decent one at any point. Right, we should have another boss kill in there too, huh? When we get done with these, I want to do a little science experiment on the Pally. I read something on the old interwebs that made me wonder. Right, 38%. We'll keep current. Bunch of junk. All right, we got 3 more Clothos left. I can't believe it didn't give us a Oribus. I mean, it might off of off of this node or something. Eight. Ooh. Over this way. One LP. All right, it gave me an Oribus, which is good. Try to get these done. I can do a quick Orbis kill and set the timeline. It's stuck at 1 LP. That's all right. We can throw it in the turtle. Clotho back here. Another 13. I can't believe all these Clothos. I haven't gotten one like high roll. But the highest I've seen is what, an 18? Which, I mean, an 18 is not terrible, but see how much favor we got out of that too. When we're all done. Like we're gonna lose that favor. All right, we got one more. $13. Ooh. Got a Nemesis over here. What's up, Uzar? How you doing, man? Let's see here. What do we do? These are those gloves I was talking about. If you're not going to use the Eye of Reen sword, then go with these gloves. 33% or 35% increased melee attack speed. Watching soccer practice, that's fair. Try for some shattered chains. I think that was the last one. Yep, that was that. That one would be 170 corruption. They're the same. So I might as well just go to this one. See which Orbis is going to show up here. Meteor guy? No, it's Poison Orbis. Alright. Donations to the turtle. There's another Omnis. I've yet to find one with LP on it. Oh ho ho! Low rolls though. But it does have LP on it. God, how shitty are the rolls? Donate it to the turtle. Turtle don't have no gear yet. Oh, there was a Clotho sitting there. Donate all that stuff to the turtle here later. All right, here we go. The last rolls. Void damage and minion damage. That's a no. Poison damage. No. Physical pen. Bonus damage taken from crits. Probably a no. See what happens to this one. Got noped pretty quick. Ooh. All right, let's do a little yeah, this is true. Was not specific enough. Let's do a little science experiment here. This is what happens when you read Reddit at 3 in the morning, y'all. So people are saying that since Warpath spins clockwise. Oh, update. All right, we got to run an update here real quick. The theory from Reddit is 2 a.m. Reddit post incoming is that Warpath spins clockwise. So if you spin counterclockwise, hit the enemy more. And supposedly you can see this really easily with Ignite stacks. So I want to actually test this. All right, it was awfully really small update. But it was an update. I mean, it kind of makes sense, to be honest. Loading back up here now. Yep, the old Reddit conspiracy theories. It has come to that, Mig. Reading 2 a.m. Reddit conspiracy theories. So we got to go out to the dummy. So if that is true, that means if I spin counterclockwise, I should get more ignite stacks than if I spin clockwise. So first, let's see. The Warpath spins clockwise, right? So if I spin clockwise, let's see how many stacks we get up to. Like we got up to like 206. And that's spinning clockwise. Actually, I saw 208 there. All right, let's let those stacks fall off. All right, now if we spin counterclockwise, about the same. It actually seems like it's a little bit less. That seems like less to me. Let me check it again. It's the same shit. I mean, it might average slightly higher going clockwise than counterclockwise. Yep. The Earth is not flat. Confirmed. It does make sense for it to be the same. That, and you would think that that would be something that. I mean, it's a hitbox. Like you said, it's a hitbox. It's not going off the animation. You know? It's a hitbox that's hitting so many times per second. I see something else too. Somebody else told me that the Holy Aura buff is not working. So let's see. Let's try to get to 200 stacks. We're at, okay, we're, okay. Well, I mean, it should be noticeable. See, when we stop spinning, our first tick is 125,000 damage. Now, if we do the same thing, but right before I stop spinning, I pop Holy Aura, I should be getting more damage out of that tick. See. Huh. What was the first one? Yeah, I can't remember now. The 200. Shit, I didn't look at the first one. $129,000. $157. All right, so that's working. So the two Reddit conspiracy theories that I read last night at 2 in the morning are both wrong. What a bummer, man. I thought everything on the internet was true, y'all. I thought that's how it all worked. Apparently that's not the case. I'll show you all since I don't have a little bit of a short stream today because I got started so late. I'll show you all what see where we're at, what kind of corruption level we're at on these trees. We're at like 300. $21 on that one. Look at Black's. No, I haven't done any Black Sun at all. Oh, you know what? It was Rain of Fire, or Spirits of Fire, I think I was working on. No, that one's the 221. Maybe it was Fall of the Empire. Yeah, there we go. 332. So here's the problem I'm having on the Pally. I feel like the damage has fallen off a little bit, and I'm super squishy. Now, part of that is my resistances are not in order, and I realize that. Plus, my health pool is low at 2,300. But I'll show you all what a 332 looks like on the Pally right now with where I'm sitting, and then what I want to do to improve on that. Now, as far as just general clear through the map, it's fine, you know? But what I'm hoping to do is to get a little bit more damage out of the Pally. See, we'll see it on the boss here if he ever come down the stairs. See how slow the boss is dying compared to the Void Knight? He would have been dead like 5 times over on the Void Knight already. So the damage has just fallen off a little bit. Falling off a lot. So, my thought to fix that is we got 28 points in Warpath, which is crazy, right? I don't feel like these points are doing shit for me. So I could take these points out and throw them into like armor shred chance and a little bit more base melee fire damage. But I also want to put 1 point into Warrior's Fury. The problem is the mana cost goes up so high so fast that you're like constantly dipping out of your spin. And of course, when you dip out of your spin, you got to wait for your mana to take you back up above 0 before you can get back in. And then another thought is I could take this node and that would help with my survivability a little bit by introducing block into the mix. Because you don't need a shield to get this block. But what can happen is you can enable block without a shield here. And then you can go into block points here and get more block. There's other places. Here you can get more block. But just with 3 points there, you can get 3%. And then 3 points here, you get another 3%. That takes you up to a 26% chance to block. Of course, you can add in more of that too as you go. But that is my general thoughts on the Pally. The Pally feels like the damage has just really fallen off. And I need to get more damage into it. And the options are increase the warpath damage. And that's where I would get a huge benefit. This is a 300% multi once it's fully stacked. That's 4 times damage. So, like, my warpaths are critting for like 2 and 3k now. That would mean those crits are going to be up to like 10 to 12k, you know? So that would be a sizable damage increase. Or I can try to stack more spell damage and get more out of Smite. Right now, I'm not putting any spell damage anywhere except the 5 points. So my Smites are not worth a ton. In fact, let me go back out there. And kind of take a look at a before and after with those points. Or after and then before, I guess I should say. So we'll have to watch the dummies over here. 4,900, 3,800. There's a 10k. There's a 12k. Another 12k. Another 12k. So the Smites are hitting for like 12k. Now, if I took these points out, then we look at it again. Got to let everything stack up. 64, 64, 63, 69. I mean, it's half. But the thing is the smite damage is just nothing compared to what I'm ripping off with the Warpath and with the Ignites. I mean, those Ignite ticks are over 100,000, you know, when it's fully stacked. So, like, while I'm spinning, we're getting 130k Ignite ticks. So I feel like it's kind of a waste even bothering putting those points in. Even though it does increase my smite damage by 50%, it just doesn't feel like much. So, additionally, right now, my crit, when I'm spinning, I'm at 93% crit chance. So, realistically, I could put the points in here and get myself up to 100%. But I'll have 5 points to play with by not doing that. So we got crit here, we got armor shred and flat fire damage here, which would make my Warpath do more than the armor shred, of course. We could go into the block for survivability. But this is going to be the bread and butter, I think. Let me go get a point. Go get those points back. I'll put 1 point in. Show you how fast the mana burn. This is crazy. Oops. There's the squishy part. Got hit for 1900, so I wasn't even that low. I was only down a few hundred health. But let's put 1 point there and 1 point there. Now our warpath is going to hit way harder, but we're going to run out of mana really fast. Let's see how fast, though. God, it just melts shit, though. See, we're out of mana already. Now, I would have to go into mana regen to keep that, to make that happen. To eliminate this downtime a little bit. But God, look at it drain. Holy shit, man. That's crazy. I mean, it's a massive damage multi. I mean, like I said, it's 300%. It scales up to 300%. So it's a 4 times multiplier of all of your damage. Or not all your damage, but your warpath damage. Which is just enormous, you know? But you run into this mana issue. And even if you stack, what you would have to do is you'd have to get... you'd have to go for, like, the mana capacity, mana regen on a weapon. You'd be forced, you would have to use channeling cost on a helmet. Which, like, I don't have channeling cost on right now. And then I'm not even sure what else, you know? But you would definitely have to stop spinning often. It wouldn't be the whole spin on through the map and watch some Netflix. You would have to stop spinning to let your mana regen, you know? But God, it shreds. Holy shit, does it shred. And then stuff like this just doesn't lower the cost enough because it goes up so high. Let me see. With 1 point there, what did that put me at? Yeah, now we're over 100% crit chance. So I wouldn't want to put any more points there. You got this mana out here. But you'd, like, be completely wasting points. Or it's only 1 point, but you'd be completely wasting a point to get to it. That's not going to be enough. Try it. Let's try it. I don't think it's going to be a noticeable difference. It's still going to just drain. Yeah, look at it go. Holy shit, man. That's so crazy. But Jesus, you do hit hard. Get that out of there so we can clear this. We don't want this stuff. Yeah, I mean, the answer is 100% handling cost on the helmet. Because that's a straight multiplier. And then it's still going to drain you. Versus just spinning our happy old selves around. But you see, without having those points in, how much slower things die. It's pretty considerable. Over here. I mean, on the same note, if you could get that node going on the Void Knight, you would absolutely devastate. But it feels like it's so hard to get that going, you know? The Void Knight, it would be easier to keep it going. Because you get those Void Essences. Yeah, we can see what's in the tomb here. But yeah, I'm not really sure what else to do to improve on it. I mean, you can always go more into the warpath damage and go with a two-hander and just get rid of this whole Eye of Reen thought. But that, I mean, we showed that it's working. It's a 50%. Or, pardon me, it's a 300% boost to Ignite. You know, it's a huge damage multi for Ignite. God dang it. So it's, you know, it's tough to want to give up on that. I could get rid of this Sacred Light. The only reason I'm using it is because this one rolled 4 LP on it. Because the smites are just not doing that much. They look really cool, but they're not doing much besides that. Now, I could add a one-handed axe into the mix. And by adding a one-handed axe in, I would get 75% chance to bleed, which gets converted to Ignite. So I'd get another 75% chance to Ignite, which would be mean more Ignite stacks. There's more axe nodes down here. Where? Somewhere? Right here. Or no, that's just general bleed, not axe. But just by equipping a one-handed axe, just that itself would increase my Ignite chance by 75%. Does it even show what our Ignite chance is? Anywhere here? Other? Yeah, we got almost a 500% chance to Ignite. So basically, every time we hit something, we're giving them 5 stacks of ignite, and we're hitting like 3 times per second. We're hitting more than 3 times per second, actually. But that gives us, you know, another 75% chance to ignite. Each stack of ignite is doing 660. So you get 10 stacks, you know, you're at 6,000 a tick. You get 100 stacks, you know, you're at 66,000 a tick. 200 is 120,000 a tick. But then that also doesn't include, or it's not going to show it doesn't include, oh, weird. Or wait a minute, it's not showing because it's only the stacks. That's a debuff on the enemy. It's not a buff on me. That was the regular ignite buff. I don't know, mixed emotions. And then the other thought is, can just respec this guy out of spin into judgment and go with the meta build and smash all the faces. Because everyone playing a judgment build is completely devastating everything and is practically impossible to kill. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either, you know? But yeah, I'm at a loss to what to do with these points here now. I mean, for now, I guess I can just throw them into this flat damage. Gives me a little bit more armor shred and then plus flat damage. The thing with the melee fire damage is flat is I've got all of those fire damage bonuses. Should have quite a few. Maybe it's here. Yeah, I got 400% increased fire damage. So every flat point of melee fire damage I add gets multiplied by that, which is quite helpful, you know? But anyway, y'all, that is where we stand. So tomorrow, I want to keep working on this guy and try to get him dialed in. But I just feel like the damage has fallen off. I feel like it would be almost better served just to focus more on dialing in. Because this guy, for this to even compete with where my Void Knight is right now, everything's going to have to be perfect on. Where my Void Knight's not perfect right now. So, I mean, there's massive work I could do on the Void Knight to improve him. And that would be huge. But, yeah. Anyway, a little bit of a shorty today since I got the late start, so that is going to get it for me for now. I will be back tomorrow. I've got another doctor's appointment tomorrow, but it's super early in the morning. It's 7 a.m. Crazy. Tomorrow is also my final consultation before I have kidney surgery. And I should get the date tomorrow, too. I'm not all that excited about, but anyway, I'll have all of that wrapped up and done at a pretty decent hour, so I should be able to get live, noon Pacific time or whatever tomorrow, and then stream all day. But anyway, that will get me for now, though. Thanks an absolute ton. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will see you all tomorrow. Take it easy, y'all.